Hey people, injured here, 3v3, Estia Province, blue team. It's Angry Bird as a force commander, very good offense fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Alongside Mr. 187 is a Farseer support commander that fights in melee combat. Awesome buffs with some debuffs and control abilities too. Looks like this is all 3 DLC recolored blue. Looks pretty cool. And rounded off this blue team is Forestradio as a Techmarine, starts off range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair and wade into melee combat. On the red team is Osinski as a Mekboy, teleporting commander that fights range combat, puts out some really good damage, can also support with structures, repair and disrupt, and he's putting up a war banner right now. Alongside is Pibb as a Commissar Lord, good offense and support, fights in melee combat, begins the game with a defensive refractor field. And rounded off this red team is Tyger as a Chaos Lord, durable and destructive commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Some very good offense and disruption, fights mainly in melee combat. Looks like he is rocking Wordbearers DLC, recolored yellow, and it's looking pretty cool. Look at those CSM in melee combat with loyalist Space Marines. Looks like they're going to be forced off here. The tactical Marines, of course, able to use Kraken rounds to increase their damage versus heavy armor, and yes, that does affect their melee attacks. Alongside their increased health compared to CSM, they can win those melee fights, even though the CSM do have higher melee damage by default. Howling Banshee is getting involved here. Does the Sentinel have to stomp? Yes, it does. And there is the stomp, knockback and a bit of damage with a stun. You can, of course, check to see if the Sentinel has its stomp by selecting the unit itself and looking at the unit card as an opponent. You can see it there, the ground pound upgrade. 1-to-1 cap. Angry Bird now getting doubled. Imperial Guard and Orks against him. There's that shooter DPS on the scouts, catching them out of cover, and that is bad news for them. Now they have their big shooters. Look at that, 14, almost 15 DPS on those 2 big shooter guns in the squad, and they have 41 range. Really are some pretty awesome ranged weapons early on. Techmarine hanging around mid. The Chaos Lord using this container as a shot blocker so the Techmarine can't shoot at him. He might just retreat out here though, unless he's looking to get a nice kill. The week of double CSM with Eternal War up. That's a damage buff, a 20% damage increase to both melee and range damage. You can tell by those Chaos insignias around their bolters and the plus decorator on their icon. Going for a power bash perhaps. Off goes the Techmarine in retreat. Got shot up there. Scouts running away, maybe trying to flank all the way around to perhaps hit the red team's power over there. We have a shuriken on the field from Mr. 187. He's put guide on it. You can see the increased range there and those yellow buff circles on the shuriken. Banshee's getting a bit too close though and getting shot up. Look at the west side, those sluggers getting involved. Double sluggers here in fact from Osinski. And of course the Mekboy can support quite well with his battery pack and his awesome super tough beam later in the game. Assault Marines jumping in though. They're going to be important tier 2 with their merciless strike. I imagine he's going to want to get their sergeant up pretty damn quickly, though most players do anyway. Trying to jump the shooters, but they move away. These guys now fully upgraded with big shooters and the knob leader, which is not cheap. It's I think 25 power and 20 power to get both those upgrades, which is pretty damn expensive, but makes them so shooty in tier 1. Just huge amounts of piercing DPS. 2 war banners up, one of them behind this shot blocker, so it's not easy to deal with. Scouts getting caught out on this eastern flank where you have this contested power. Double CSM shooting them up a bit and forcing them to retreat. You have Devastators on the field from Forestradio, so we might see the Dark Halo from the Chaos Lord. Not sure if he's seen those Devastators yet. Dark Halo Chaos Lord with some heretic worship can get into combat with a single setup team pretty easily. Not sure if he's seen it yet. He might have, because he's not getting close. His eyes raptors in a way. He's going to jump it and then run in and shoot stuff up, I imagine. There's the Devastator firing. There is the raptor jump. Devastators were already setting up, but he's hanging out in there. Does he have bionics? Is he trying to get close for it? He does. There is the powerful sweep, but he only hit one model with it, and those Devastators are in a little bit of trouble now, going for the garrison. Raptors doing 30 DPS melee is not bad at all on a tier 1 jump squad. By comparison, the Assault Marines do around about 25 DPS, I believe, but they do have more health and they do disrupt and have access to all that awesome Space Marine support. Going after the War Banners is Angry Bird on that west side, 187 alongside him. Red team forced off the field over here, but they do defend their POW, which is the important thing. Aura of Discipline for Pibb. Orks will appreciate that. You see that heal going off every few seconds. I think it's every 8 seconds. I'm not entirely sure. Let's count. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, 8 seconds, I think. Did I just count out loud in a cast? I think I did, but there you go. Mekboy, no war gear on this guy yet. You see the War Banner using its ability, whatever it's called now. It used to be called Frazzle. I'm not sure if it still is in retail in a way. It's a couple of energy shields up, giving perfect cover. Basically damage immunity to ranged weapons for units behind them. Pretty damn annoying. Guardsmen getting caught by the suppression. Do they have a way? They don't really have a direct way, do they, of getting in there. Pibb not going for artillery spotters, instead going tier 2 maybe for a quick Chimera into Ogryns would be pretty cool to see. Oh, the Techmarine's gone down, but he is repurchased by Forestradio. Those double CSM with Raptors, pretty damn difficult for Forestradio to deal with here. I'm sure he'd love to get a Dreadnought up quickly. We'll see if he can do so. Does have Bionics. We might see a melee Techmarine even. Devastators protected by the shotgun scouts. We'll see how they do. Needs to wait a few seconds before he tries to knock down those Raptors, because they do have that few seconds of knockback immunity after they jump, as do I think all of the jump squads. I'm not sure if Raveners do, but as you saw there, he did not wait, so the shotgun blast from the scouts did suppress them, but it didn't knock them over. Techmarine actually wading into melee combat. Bionics does, as you can see, increase his melee damage a little. 4-4-4-4-1-3 here, but 2-1 cap for the blue team. Red team hanging out on this west side, waiting for tier 2 stuff. Are they? No, look at this. If artillery spotters out in tier 2 for Pibb, so he is getting them up. Just wanted to go tier 2 first. Oh, Stormtroopers up already. Those hell guns are scary. Big bursts of damage from decent range too. Oh, CSM just about getting out of there. Angry Bird all the way over on this east side. Look at this. Got his Assault Marines here too, and his CSM. Very odd. Oh no, these are Forestradio CSM. And these are Angry Bird's Assault Marines. Killed a weak from the Chaos Lord. Going after the Assault Marines with his 26 DPS power melee weapon. I hear the Banshees yelling. There's a war truck up. Going into the Eldar lines and forcing them off with a pretty poor big shooter on top. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but look at this. He's carrying double fully upgraded sluggers with burners and the knob leader. They're going to be pretty damn scary. Might want to specifically start to think about ways to deal with those. I'm thinking the Gravity Blade for the Farseer has gone for some Wraith Guard here. Gravity Blade I think would serve him well. 4-3-5-3-7-1. There's a jump from the Assault Marines, getting in amongst those Guardsmen. Aura of Discipline going off. Those Tactical Marines getting into some trouble here. Losing a model on retreat. Commissar Lord now level 2. He has a really good sidearm, the Commissar Lord isn't. I think it's just an auto pistol. But it's awesome. It's like almost 18 DPS. That's quite a fair bit more than a Tactical Marine model on this guy as he's running around. It's really good sidearm, and he gets that sidearm with all of his weapon upgrades as well. Even by default, Wraith Guard taking their shots. Huge damage to all targets, small area of effect, and they suppress infantry on hits. Farseer in amongst. Does she have the Gravity Blade? She does not. She does have Rune Armor, and there is the Psychic Storm. Another good way to stop sluggers in their tracks if you can do it. Setting up the grenades as well. Wow, the sluggers get absolutely torn to shreds here. Gonna lose one of the squad. Yes, he does. Was trying to get them into the war truck, but they could not make it with the suppression from the Psychic Storm and the War Shout from the Howling Banshees, who do have the aspect of strength. So that war truck's gonna need to be a bit careful. Wraith Guard will do huge amounts of damage to it. It does have the reinforced plating, taking up to 550 hit points, which is not bad at all, to be honest, for a transport vehicle, support vehicle that you can get out onto the field very quickly. Smoke shell going on the guiding weapon team. A full retreat out from 187. He might want to get gravity blade and spirit stones to support his army. Not cheap, but I think it would serve him quite well. Maybe, well, maybe he doesn't want... Oh, look, Osinski's got more sluggers to replace those he lost, so I think gravity blade would still serve him quite well. Plasma gun guardsmen. Stormtroopers are back at base. I just heard a smite. That's from Angry Bird's librarian. He's got some Stone Guard veterans too. Hellfire rounds are loaded in, doing damage over time to commanders and light infantry, which is basically all of Osinski's and Pibb's army, apart from, of course, the war truck. 366, 371. Eldar here to try and defend these generators. Can they do so? Wraithguard are going to get a very nasty volley in here, set up by the Psychic Storm. These sluggers are in trouble. War truck might go down. War truck does go down. Sluggers need to get the hell out of there. And they do get out of there. Mekboy does not have the battery pack, and no sign of the Pain Boy either. He's just relying on that war truck to support. Tyger doing really well on this east side, meanwhile has Forestradio pinned back to his power, but he is defending the power right now anyway. He might have just replaced all the generators, I'm not sure. He does have a melee Techmarine level 3, Accident Mechanicum with Bionics, but look at this from Tyger. Has a Blood Crusher under that Khorne Worship grenade dodge there, and double Marco Zinc CSM, good grief. With their aspiring champions too, he's bled, I think, very little, Tyger. Seems to be getting things up with ease. The Chaos Lord, almost level 2, has no war gear. What about the west side though? Blue team pushing forwards. Big smite on the group of guardsmen there. A bunker might go down to Wraithguard fire. Yes, it does. Down goes the Force Commander. Had the Thunderhammer there. Here's the war truck. A replaced war truck for Osinski to support the Red Army's infantry, allowing them to reinforce in the field, which is a massive deal. As a Chaos player, I wish I could get a support vehicle up for my army. The only reason you don't see them more often in team games is that they don't specifically counter anything, and there's a lot of counterplay, of course, in Dawn of War 2. Oftentimes you're just getting things out to counter what your opponent has, and support vehicles are just that, basically. A little bit of fire support and support for your infantry. But if you're focusing on specific types of infantry, such as double sluggers, a transport vehicle is a godsend. Or of course you're just lacking mobility like Chaos is. 313, 371, more generators replaced, and Forestradio under the cosh. He's got a Dreadnought up though, look at this thing. Looks like he's lost his Devastators along the way, but a Dreadnought is a big deal all the time. Especially that Space Marine Dreadnought coming out with its close combat weapons, melee resistance, and a pretty cool ability in the Emperor's Fist. Also has that inspiration on melee kill, of course. Chasing down the Blood Crusher. Blood Crusher is faster, but the melee charge of the Dreadnought allowing it to keep up here. Slightly comical looking. Wouldn't say that to his face though. Warband is still up here. Oh, look at this. A medical bunker too. Allowing all this stuff to reinforce. Osinski goes tier 3. Pibb goes tier 3. Tyger goes tier 3. Red team slightly propped up by Tyger on this east side. His bash power so much that blue team are behind in tech. Does he have a way though to deal with the Dreadnought? He's going tier 3, I assume, for a Chaos Predator to shoot down the Dreadnought, but we will see what he goes for. Does he have enough red for Terminators? He does. Maybe he'll go for autocannon Terminators and try and shoot down that Dreadnought. Down goes the Blood Crusher. I think, can he get it into worship range? He did, but the Banshees were able to finish it off. Howling Banshees now level 2. Whoopsie, there we go. He's used his Banshees relatively well here, Mr. 187. His allies are a little bit thin, both Angry Bird and Forestradio with just 3 units each, though Osinski also has 3 units, and the other players only have 4, so it's not like they're hugely behind. Stone Guard veterans almost level 2. It's the Mekboy on capping duty. He's level 2, and he's going to meet a whole bunch of Eldar here. Teleports the hell away and backs off. Oh, Nob squad on the field for Osinski already. Just about to say, what are we going to see in Tier 3? We see a Nob squad. Down goes whoever the hell that is. That's a Farseer, is it? No, it's the Force Commander of Angry Bird with his Thunderhammer. Not helping him out too much there. Double grenades, that was nasty. Banshees in retreat pod, that's also pretty nasty. Do they live? Do they all live? I think they are going to all live. Now the Wraith Guard are shooting their own Banshees. That was dumb. But hey, Wraith Guard do that. Can they cap though? That's the question. Commissar Lord with the Fist of Brockus, Bionic Eye and Aura of Discipline. He is kitted out here. And there is inspired determination on his guardsmen. Nob squad moving in, headbutting as only they dare to do. And they will headbutt anything. These guys will headbutt a Land Raider. There's Frenzy, giving him suppression and damage immunity for 8 seconds. Allowing him to get into combat with ease, usually, unless there's disruption around. And look at these tactical Stone Guard veterans even turning around with and they shall know no fear, allowing them to knock back on a 50% chance with their melee attacks and really annoying the Nob squad here. Look at that domino knockback getting the entire squad. Fist of Brockus helping Pibb's army stay in combat here. None shall fall is now affecting the Nobs, and that is pretty scary synergy there. None shall fall on a Nob squad. Is that the levitation? There it is. Force Commander of Angry Bird goes down again, but was revived briefly, I think. Does the Farseer have Spirit Stones and it revived him? I'm not sure. Yeah, Mr. 187 getting a bit frustrated with his Force Commander ally hitting the dirt over and over again. Oh my goodness, look at this. Forestradio with a Venerable Dreadnought and a Space Marine Dreadnought. This is awesome. I'm going to see them both with Dark Age of Technology. He's pushing Tyger back here, who did incidentally go for Chaos Terminators. They're now mid, capping, drop pod. That was the Venerable Dreadnought probably. And this guy is getting Dark Age of Technology. Will take him up to 50 hit points. Getting shot up by a tank though. Needs to be careful. There's a Nob squad as well. Venerable Dreadnought will do a decent job versus Nob squad, but not with all of this support, I don't think. Trying to desperately repair them. Look at that. The super tough beam is up. It's an amazing support war kit. Less damage and immunity to knockback and suppression. I mean, crazy good for Nobs. Oh no, he's going to lose both of his Dreadnoughts here. There's Emperor's Fist, but the Leman Russ chases down the Venerable. And he just got Dark Age of Technology too. That is rough. Just as he was starting to push. Just as he was starting to push back Tyger. The entirety of the red team almost comes over here. And wipes out both of his Dreadnoughts. 281-317. GG says Forestradio. Is this game over right now? Our red team just going to sweep through. Avatar of Cain on the way for Mr. 187. Forestradio doesn't seem too enthused about his team's chances right now. But 187 still has a decent army and an Avatar on the way. Angry Bird has some Assault Terminators up. Can Forestradio recover? It's not like he's got no resources whatsoever. Melter Gun Raptors, I'm sure Tyger got these guys to help with those Dreadnoughts, but down they went. Assault Terminator is teleporting out. He does have a Librarian to support them. Force Staff is in effect too. Power melee weapon with the Force Barrier. What is that? Oh! Osinski using the Mega Rumbler. Been seeing him do this lately to take out all of the gens. Yes. Levels to Mekboy up to 5. That is annoying. You can't do a whole lot else with the Mega Rumbler though, to be fair. Doesn't usually work out too great if you try and use it in engagements. Usually engagements that you're already winning, you can teleport in and try and use the Mega Rumbler. But for taking out generators, it is awesome late game. Teleport in, use it, generators go bye-bye. Leman Russ with the Vanquisher Cannon upgrade, I believe. That longer turret there. Wraith Guard doing good damage though, and Guide is on them. Look at that damage, wow. Commissar Lord trying to get in there and tie them up, I believe. What is he doing? He's dying, that's what he's doing. Wraith Guard almost taken out that Leman Russ. They're still in play. What is this? That's an Eldritch. Oh no, misses everything. Misses everything. I thought it was a Psychic Storm. Oh no, he does stun the Leman Russ. Can he finish it off here? Gravity Blade. Can the Wraith Guard get some shots in? Stunned from losing their Warlock leader. And now the Guardsmen are forcing melee combat. And yes, he does have Spirit Stones. Farseer is level 7. Almost got the Leman Russ there. That was a clutch play from Pibb to force melee combat at the right time. Look at this, double sluggers knobs. Awesome. Melee force for Osinski. Forestradio getting a Predator tank on the field. Needs to be careful of Tyger's Raptors. And do these guys have an autocannon? Yes, they do. 244, 298. Lightning Claws up on the Chaos Lord. That is a luxury purchase right there. And look how well the Techmarine is doing against this Chaos Lord with that shield. Now that the shield's down, you see the damage that the Chaos Lord was doing. Can he finish him off? Yes, he can. But he might go down in retreat. Will take very little damage during the sync kill. But can the Predator shoot him down? I don't think he can. He's going to get away. 228, 298. Melter Raptors jumping in. There's the Melter Bomb. Can they get on rear armor? No, they can't. Or can they? No, they can't. 222, 298. Blue team are taking this west side. Avatar of Cain here, giving his suppression immunity buff to those Howling Banshees. That's pretty good. Does some other stuff too. Look at this. Lightning Claw Terminators as well from Angry Bird. Melee superiority right here. Knob Squad. They'll probably take out the Knob Squad and the double sluggers. 222, 293. Wraith Guard getting owned by Chaos. Sometimes that happens. You don't notice your units getting attacked as they come out of base. When he does notice in time and they get away. Here come those Lightning Claw Terminators with Librarian support. Where is the Veil of Time? I don't see it. Tyger, does he lose his Heretics? No, he doesn't. He gets away. Chaos Terminators teleporting out. Everything else retreating the hell away from those Terminators. West side, meanwhile, none shall fall. Supporting all of this infantry. Really is a fantastic piece of kit. No wonder it's tier 3. 222, 269. The cannon singularity misses everything. And what was that? Oh, incendiary shell. Almost taking out the D cannon there, I think. From the artillery spotters. Oh no. Chaos Terminator has been chased down by assault Terminators with lightning claws. Here comes Tyger's Chaos Lord. Has he used Veil of Time already? He must have used it already. Now they're going after that Chaos Lord. He's doing 100 DPS power melee with those claws. Wow. That was a risky teleport from Angry Bird considering the other stuff that Tyger has. Look at his damage now. Melter guns and double Marcos Inc. Oh, look at that. That's why he does it. He knows he has the Gate of Infinity to get them out of trouble. So it wasn't that risky after all. Avatar in trouble. Fighting the Knob Squad. Plasma Cannon gets a shot. Double Leman Russ is chasing. Can they finish off the Avatar? Base turrets now coming into play, and they do force off the knobs. Thunderhammer Force Commander, level 4, gone down a lot, but he's got Artificer, Iron Halo, Thunderhammer. He can cause us. Oh, look at this. Osinski again wiping power with the Mega Rumbler. That is so annoying. What can you do against? If you're not there, there's nothing you can do. It's going to wipe your power. You are screwed. Completely deforms the terrain, as you can see. 200, 254. Predator tank from Forestradio does survive the Raptors, and there's the Psychic Storm. Tyger's completely off the field, I think. Where are his Terminators? They're coming out of base. So yeah, he's completely off the field. Can they run and get the natural maybe? 189, 254. Looted tank, double Leman Russes. Medical bunker. A whole bunch of infantry, not to mention a Knob Squad up. Librarian is level 2. Librarian really is helped out by his levels. When you get into level 4, he gets a big chunk of extra energy. Farseer is getting shot up here. She needs to run away. There we go. Is that the Emperor's Wrath? It is the Emperor's Wrath. Pibb with his Commissar Lord. Plasma Cannon getting a decent hits. Well, here come the double sluggers. The cannon singularity is not going to hit anything, I don't think. Not sure why I put it there. 172254. There's the Mega Rumbler coming into play in an actual engagement and doing a decent job. Sluggers given free reign to run around and chop stuff up there. That actually works pretty well for him. Look at this Nob Squad flanking inwards. Lightning Core Terminators need to turn around and smack them up. There we go. They're going after the Librarian, who uses quickening to get away. 172254. There's super tough beam on the Nob Squad, but even with that, they cannot stand against Lightning Core Terminators unless the Nob Squad are leveled up. Are they leveled up? Almost level 3. And they have a lot of fire support here, but the Lightning Core Terminator is able to tank it for now. Killed a couple of knobs, I think, and teleport out. 166254. Map looking very, very red. Is it all over? Has it been over for a while? Should the blue team have just conceded when Forestradio lost his Dreadnoughts? They're sticking in here. And good on them. Looted tank needs to run away. There's the cult of speed, global ability from the Mekboy, speeding up all of the allied vehicles, allowing them to fire their weapons more often. Also, it's a pretty good global. There's an orbital catching some chaos stuff pretty nicely. Grenades being chucked on those retreating units. That's pretty spiteful. Farseer ran into the beam. That was smart. Tyger does get away, but lost some stuff. 136254. Force Commander's down yet again. Human Russ with the executioner. Very, very scary at short to medium range. Here are some Lightning Core Terminators. They need a way. How do you deal with all these tanks, especially Leman Russes? They can be so difficult to deal with unless you get a nice Eldritch on them or something. Mr. 187 almost has the red to do so. Needs to get his avatar out of there. Might get chased down here. Double Predators for Forestradio. He, of course, being a Techmarine, can also help out with an orb, but he's gone for the refractor field in a moment. There's the Mega Rumbler. Oh, stunning Terminators. Look at this. And what can you do? You can't teleport out. You can't retreat. Really good tool against Lightning Core Terminators, that is. 103254. Lightning Core Terminators now being chased down by the Nob Squad, losing 2 models. They are zipping out of there. Do they have Gate of Time on them? For some reason the effect is not showing up. 95254. Bionics, powerful sweep from the Techmarine, staying relevant late game, getting the Nob Squad knocked around. But it's still very, very red map. 89254. GG says Tyger. He has a Land Raider Phobos right now. Getting shots on the Banshees, who run away from all of the shooty things. Farseer level 10 for Mr. 187. Double Predators coming over here to support the natural VP. Tactical Marines just getting shredded by those Markov Zinch CSM. Venerable Dreadnought number 2, yes it is. Techmarine needs to turn around and cap, there we go. All this stuff forced off, but not before they white power. Blue team are going to decap this west side, I think, or are they? Oh, there's the, I'm not even sure what it's called, that global from the Mekboy. That buff stuff allows it to knock back with ranged attacks. Very nasty. Something to do with more DACA maybe, I think, maybe. Something to do with DACA. Lightning Core Terminator is offering a distraction while the Librarian decaps, but he might need to run away now. There we go. Phobos moving in, Avatar sitting or standing around, I should say. Wraith Guard level 4. Those guys are scary. Pibb has lost all of his infantry. He has double Leman Russes and that's it. And now he's getting a Baneblade. I was going to say, it's loads of resources. What is he doing? 11254. Here come double sluggers and Swampum. Level 4. And what? Are they both level 4 really? Good grief. There's the levitation field though. Could be a good engager for the blue team here. Forces off the sluggers. Nob Squad still in play though. Triple Predator tanks, 1 from Angry Bird, 2 from Forestradio. Farseer might go down if those knobs turn around. Yes, she does go down. Are Red Team going to win this right here? Are they going to cap this west side and win it? 11 to 254. It's been an uphill struggle for Blue Team for much of the game, but they are holding in here. Can they wipe out those knobs? Down to 22 hit points. None shall fall exactive, so we can't finish them off with that teleport. That was unfortunate. And now they're in trouble here. Might lose them. Gave Infinity? No, loses his Terminators. Librarian. I'm not sure. Maybe it wasn't off cooldown or it just wasn't working. But there was no gate for those Terminators when they needed it. They're going to take out this Phobos, I'm pretty sure. Down it goes, but Red Team do take... Oh, I didn't go down. 16 hit points on this thing. Red Team do take it with a single cap. It was pretty much their game, I think, after Forestradio lost his double Dreadnoughts. But the Blue Team hung in there and they fought on. And why not? Put up a good fight on that west side. Demon Rusters are just... They can be so difficult to deal with in a team game. Even with all of the AV you can have. They're just supported by so much stuff. Bunkers and guardsman repair and that 35% damage resistance that they have naturally is tough. Still got a commander's end of the game. Force commander for Angry Bird went down many times at level 5. Farseer level 10. She does get extra XP for reviving when she has her spirit stones, which is perhaps why she got level 10 reviving Angry Bird so much. Techmarine level 5 with that melee build. We've got a level 8 Mekboy, did some very cool stuff with that Mega Rumbler. That stunning those Lightning Claw Terminators was cool. Level 6 Commissar Lord had Fist of Brockers, which is awesome. Emperor's Wrath and Bionic Eye at the end. And the Chaos Lord only got level 3. What is up with you? Had Dark Halo, Harness of Rage, and Lightning Claws. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.